guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Allie, and today I'm going to be showing you several different options for styling your dining table, particularly for summer. I personally like to change up the style of my dining table. I find that it's an inexpensive way and a very easy way to make my whole space feel different when I just change what's going on with my dining room table. These different styles that I'm going to show you today can work in other areas of your home. So not just your dining room table, but you can also take these ideas and put them on your mantle or maybe a console table and also a coffee table. And of course, I'll be giving you all my favorite tips, walking you through exactly how I did it, my thought process, and giving you tons of ideas that you can do in your own home. I want to take a minute and just say thank you so much, guys, for being here. And a lot of you made a lot of really nice comments on my last video, and that means a whole lot to me. So anytime that you want to drop me a comment, give me a like, let me know what you think. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss anything. You'll get notified every time I make a new video, and you'll get all my favorite tips and ideas each week. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So I'm getting started here just by cleaning the surface. Anytime that I go to style a new surface, it's always super important for me to give it a nice clean and get any dust off of it and any remnants of old decor. I'm using the Method wood cleaner. It has a really fresh almond scent. They're not sponsoring me or anything. I just love the smell of that cleaner. And I'm gonna get started with this large black tray. I got it from my at-home shop with me that I did a few episodes back. So if you haven't seen that, you might wanna give it a watch. But you can see that I put it in the center of this table and it takes up a good amount of space on the dining table. So when you're styling, you wanna make sure that you're paying attention to scale, meaning that you don't wanna go too small on a surface that's bigger. So I'm getting started just by adding a simple plant. I figured we would start out nice and easy with this money tree, and I have it in the Walmart planter, which I linked for you. It's one of my favorite planters and it was a really good price. And then you'll see that I added that beautiful antique bronze dual taper candle holder, which I picked up also on my shop with me at the store at home. And it's such a steal. It's a dupe from a Studio McGee piece, and I got it I think for $14.99. Excellent deal, and I just think it makes the table look so elegant and pretty. So I'm stacking some plates that I picked up from Costco recently, and they're so beautiful. They just have a really nice brown edge around them, and they're a nice gray neutral kind of color. And then I decided to make this centerpiece, again, casual and really warm and inviting. So in order to warm things up a little bit, I added some texture with these napkins. And I really love the napkins because they have, again, a lot of neutral tones in them. So they have whites in them, they have browns, almost like a golden brown color. And again, just really nice. They kind of pull in the rest of the colors in my home. So I think that they work really well here. I started out folding them. And what I decided was that instead of keeping them folded like that, it felt a little bit flat to me. So I went ahead and I started rolling them. And I thought that that would not only look really nice, but again, just make it really inviting for the space. I wanted it to feel very enticing so that if you're sitting at a table, maybe you're having some guests over, you can just reach in and grab a plate and a napkin, and it's very self-serve. So I'm just going ahead and lighting those taper candles. They're battery operated taper holders, and I linked those for you. I use them all over my house, and they bring such a beautiful warm light. And I like that I don't have the toxins of real candles burning, but they still give a really nice soft glow and gives the feel of warmth that I was going for. So again, these napkins, just really pretty with those plates. And like I said, I got those from Costco, but I did find a similar set on Amazon. They reminded me of plates that I saw at Target, which were a little bit more pricey. They were like $6 to $8 per plate. And in this case, I got a 16-piece set for only $32, which was a really great deal. So again, this is just a really beautiful, easy way. You can pick up a nice potted plant from your local nursery or just grab one that you have in a different area of the home and bring it on your dining table for a nice centerpiece. So now I'm moving over to the coffee table in the main area of my home because I just want to show you how easy it is to switch things up in case you want to use something like this in a different space. So again, I'm adding this large black tray to the center of the coffee table, and you can see that the scale works really well because it takes up a nice portion of the table, and this is going to be the only thing that I have on the coffee table, so it's definitely not too big here. And I'm gonna go ahead and add both the plant in that planter and also that really beautiful taper candle holder. And in this case, since I'm not gonna serve napkins on my coffee table, I wanted to bring in another textural element. And I had this really cool cottonseed pod. So again, I like that it's another natural element. It's got that beautiful wood in there. I added some coasters because again, I always wanna go for functionality. And that's something that we use in this space as well. I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I think that it pulls in all of the neutral colors in my living room, including the green from the pillow covers. Just really pretty, really natural, really simple and elegant. Heading back over to the dining table, I wanted to show you guys another version that you can do, bringing in real florals. So I went to Trader Joe's and I picked up just these three little cute bunches, kept them very natural. This one's my favorite because it just has so much movement. I like the stems and I just think that they look really pretty with that different color green, almost a little bit of yellow. So now I'm just kind of measuring and seeing how tall I want these to see how I'm going to cut them. I knew that I wanted those beautiful ones, my favorites, to be the tallest. And then I went ahead and I just cut the bottom of those stems of the white mums so that they would sit a little bit lower, kind of inside those other beautiful stems. And I just think that I like when it looks a little bit wild, a little bit less perfect in there. I don't mind when things are a little bit different heights. And I used that beautiful wooden vase, also from that haul that I did from at home. I linked it for you below. It's got the divots on it, and again, just another natural element, and all of that beautiful texture in the vase, along with the beautiful natural greenery from the flowers, looks so pretty on the dining table, especially with that soft light from those taper candles. So moving on, I'm going to give you guys a second option that you can do on a dining table. This one is long and low, and I'm just going to use some basic items here, and I put this piece together a few weeks back, so I'm just going to show you how I did it. I used these assorted battery operated candles, and then I just grabbed some very simple moss, which especially in the summertime and the springtime, moss is such a good option because it brings a natural element in a really bright, fun way. And then I picked up these floral domes, which I just very loosely cut up with a knife. So you just want to go ahead and start placing your candles any way you really like. You just want to make sure that you vary the heights. Nothing about this is perfect. I'm just playing around here to kind of make sure that I have a good variation in different heights and that I have them kind of where I want them. Nothing too symmetrical. You can kind of, again, just play around. And then I'm adding in those pieces of the floral domes that I cut up, and just enough to fill the space. And then on top of those domes, I'm filling in all the other holes there with the moss. This gives off, again, such a natural, elegant look. It is super easy to do, and I guarantee you that you will love the way this turns out. So I found this gauzy table runner. I got it at Hobby Lobby. And I think that in the summertime, especially, you don't want to add textures that are too heavy. So something like this gauze runner is actually a really good option that will, again, bring a texture in without weighing it down, without making it feel too heavy or too hot for the season. So in this case, I'm just opening it up. It was a lot longer, honestly, than I thought it was. So I linked an option for you guys on Amazon that I think might be a little bit better. But in this case, it was $4.99 at Hobby Lobby, so I just went ahead and scooped it up. So as you can see, I'm just arranging it very loosely, very casually in the center of the table. And since my long centerpiece has a wood base, I didn't want to place it directly on the table because I think that the woods would clash a little bit, it would get lost. But now that I added that gauzy white runner, it breaks things up. So now it stands out a little bit more than it would have had I just laid it on the table and not used a texture to separate it. I wanted to show you guys also how this looks on a mantle. I wound up liking this a little bit better on my mantle, so I left it here. It's the perfect size, and having the TV up there, I really don't have much room to play around with, but I knew I wanted something underneath it, and this was a great option. So now that I have my dining table back, I decided to leave that runner on it, and I'm going to show you guys these beautiful pieces. I actually picked these up on a trip to Asheville, North Carolina a few years back, and you can see that they're so beautiful. They are basically like tree trunks, and they have moss all over them, and I've got two small ones and a larger one, and the larger one has 5 bud vases, and the smaller two each have 3. So I'm just sort of placing them asymmetrically in the center of the dining table. And in this case, you always want the larger one toward the center. If I had it over to one side, it would kind of feel off balance, weighed down a little bit. So I added it to the center and then put the 2 ones on either side around it. Again, just asymmetrical, very casual. And you can see that I saved some mums from the original arrangement that we did earlier. And I'm just placing them, again, very casually in the bud vases. So I've got mums in some of them, and then some of that beautiful soft stems that I'm, again, just placing in between them to break up the white a little bit. And I think that they look so pretty like this on the gauze runner. This really feels like neutral summer to me. It's very white, it's light, it's bright, very airy. I did feel like I wanted to add another element, to layer in another element here. So I went ahead and I decided that I wanted to add these glass tea light holders. They're so pretty, and again, they're nice and clear, so they kind of add to that very light, very weightless element on the table. And there's no perfect way of doing this either. I'm just going to take the 7 of them and I'm going to scatter them sort of here and there and in between. The main idea here is to take up the entire length of the table. So again, even though those 3 pieces with the cut stems in them don't take up the table, once you add the runner in and then you scatter those candles, as long as you're going the whole length of the table, it looks really beautiful all together. And this would be a really nice option for like an outdoor patio dinner. You could maybe use citronella tea light candles to keep the bugs away. This is even pretty for a wedding or another sort of elegant event. And my favorite part about it is that it's relatively inexpensive and really easy to pull together, but it makes a statement. So between the runner being only $5 and the bag of tea lights, which is very inexpensive, you can really pull this together on a budget and elevate your entire space. So another option I'm going to show you here, I purchased this vase from Home Goods, and it's one of my favorite vases right now. It's so pretty. Again, it's nice and bright and white, but if I just put that in the center of my table, it wouldn't be up to scale. It would be too small. So I went ahead and I grabbed my dough bowl, and then I have these 2 fern wreaths. So what I'm doing is I'm taking these wrought iron lanterns and I'm just placing them on top of each of those leaves, and I'm adding 2 stems. And this one came together so fast, you guys. Again, super easy to do. I linked everything for you below, and the things that I couldn't link exactly for you, I went ahead and linked similar options. But again, super easy, nice and sleek, elevates the entire look of the room, and looks beautiful on a dining table. And just to give you guys another option to play around with, I brought this outside on the console table in our covered porch. And you can see that it looks beautiful here as well. Okay, so we're going with one more option for the dining table, or again, a console table, a mantle if you have the space for it. I'm reusing that dough bowl, and in this case, I'm adding a piece of garland here. This is just a tea leaf garland. Again, very summery. I really like the brightness of the green in the leaves. So you can see that I'm just sort of looping it around and using it to fill the space in that dough bowl. I'm taking those lanterns that I used before and I'm adding those inside the space. I didn't need the wreaths this time since the garland already has green of its own. And then I just went ahead and purchased these assorted succulents. Succulents for me really scream summer. They're so breezy, and I really love how they have different colors, yet they're very natural. So different shades of green. You can see purples like I have in those larger succulents, and I'm just sort of placing them in random spots. I'm not overthinking it. The main thing is to just make sure that if you have 3 of something, you're sort of spreading them out in between across the entire centerpiece. And now this pampas grass is one of my favorite things to just bring in another textural element and have it break up all that green. I think having it here adds more warmth and grounds the centerpiece. Overall, you can see I really wanted to show you guys how having basic items like a large black square tray or a long wooden dough bowl really can elevate your space after you just add a few simple florals, some natural elements, and some warm light with candles. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you found a lot of good ideas, good inspiration, great tips in here that you can use in your own home today, especially to spruce up your home for summer. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, drop me a comment, let me know what you think. I love hearing what you guys think. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer any questions you guys have about anything I did in terms of styling today. But overall, just wanted to say thank you so much for being here. I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Take care.